Morning, Singapore. Do I have anything in my teeth? We are on the Big Show TV right now.
Did you eat anything?
Well, I had a bit of Nestum and oats.
Then
No,
you have
you're
nothing
okay.
in your teeth. No, you're fine.
Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Seated right across from me. Jerry, do I have
Yeah.
anything in my teeth?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you want to see if Glenn has anything in his teeth, all you have to do is log on to youtube.com/kiss92fm. That's where you can find us on the Big Show TV. Good morning, Dr. Jerry.
Good morning, Angel. Good morning, FT.
Morning.
I hate having you in the studio.
Right?
You
Yes.
just reach out and touch
No. HR.
Yeah.
Jerry's hand.
Okay, we are talking today about body image issues.
Okay, he has a
Yes.
problem. He has a problem with his
Oh,
body image.
no.
He's having
Why?
man-anxiety, is it?
You see,
Man.
He's been
is-
talking about it since the morning.
Yes, from this morning.
This is something. This is where radio, Jerry, is very interesting, and even my partners suffer from this. I don't have manxiety. I had manxiety.
Which
Oh,
partner
I
suffers from this? You said.
Because you both just said I have.
No, I didn't. He
Oh.
said it, not me.
And you agreed.
I said
that's
you
the
want to
impression.
talk about it.
Yeah,
So
I
I said
do.
you've been wanting to
So
talk
you
about it.
had
Manxiety.
Manxiety
Yes.
Because they found there's a report coming out of the UK that's very interesting. Almost 50% of the men suffer from anxiety, and it's because of the people they're around. Their friends have better bodies than they do. They get teased. They watch films and all this sort of thing, and that's just giving them anxiety problems. And to many people, they go, well, if you've got an anxiety problem with your body and your body imaging issues, then just get out, go into a gym and do something about it.
Is it as simple
Easy
as that?
for someone who is fitter and used to going to a gym.
Yep.
But for someone who has an issue, it's very different.
Issue like?
A body issue. It's not that easy for you to just get up and go into a gym.
No, but there's so many people who have done it, right? I mean, they had, they were quite kind of big, so they were a
did
bit
something about
conscious.
it.
Then they did something about it, and now they are fine. So, I get you when you're asking him like,
What's the problem here?
What's the problem here actually?
Maybe when
Why-
I
why
say
can't you
what
get
is
up?
the problem is where I see both male and female both having that issue. So it's not just
It's not just men. It's
No.
not just
So
men.
it's just
Not
like body
just
anxiety.
men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Women
but for me
have
it's very
too.
simple, right?
Yeah.
If someone is a tabiwala, let's say, right, then just don't eat so much. Then don't complain. You're having these issues and all that, but then you're still, people are still going out there. They're eating hawker centers, eating all the fried foods and the fatty foods. All.
But Glenn, sometimes people eat for different reasons.
Ah, okay then.
We don't always eat just to sustain life.
Hey, I'm not even saying you. Huh?
No. I'm saying I'm coming to the defense of people.
Yeah.
We don't always eat to, and I'm only saying this because I went through it. We don't always eat to sustain life. You eat to handle depression. You eat to handle anger. You eat to handle sadness.
Comfort eating.
It's comfort eating.
Emotional
and you
eating.
have
Emotional
no
eating.
control.
No, but then they have to pick one, right, Jerry? It's like, okay, fine. So what is bothering me the most? If I don't mind, like, staying at the weight that I am, then okay, that's fine. But what is it that causes that anxiety, It's like, okay, I have this problem and I know what to do to fix it, but I can't because I just don't want to.
Excuses, you mean, like various reasons?
I don't mean to make it sound like an excuse, but in every area of your life, if there's an issue, you try and shoot it. You try and troubleshoot it. I mean, you fix it, right?
Yeah.
But this example that you brought up, I guarantee you 90% of people who are listening in are going like, okay.
So, I'm not bothered by that. I need to be the voice of the 10% who are suffering.
Okay, there you go.
Dr. Jerry?
That's why we have Dr. Geraldine Tan.
So
here.
yeah, I guess if we just look at what you're talking about, it's really quite myopic. But if we broaden it a little bit and we look at what causes it, right? So you have your media, and now we are bombarded by not only one type of media, but so many different types of media, right? We have the trauma, abuse, and emotional abuse that also can cause it. Also, what people say. So when a young baby, what do they know about body image issues, right? But as they grow up, they learn about it. So what people tell us becomes very important, especially the people that are around us. If you get called fat all the time by your family members, oh my God, that really stings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you grow up, it sits in your mindset. It changes how you think about yourself, and you start comparing. We are in a society. We are surrounded by people, so you start comparing yourself, and that gives you a lot of anxiety that you are not fitting in, because we all want to belong.
Okay.
If someone calls you out and say there's something wrong with you, you suddenly tell yourself, oh, maybe I'm weird, I'm abnormal, so I'm not fitting in. And that can be quite anxiety provoking.
Okay,
Let's
let's
shoot-
continue
yeah, okay,
continue this
yeah.
conversation
Continue
on the Big Show TV, okay? Because I have some controversial things I want to say, and we can only say that on the Big Show TV. The time is 8:07.
It seems like a real issue with society as well, because society keeps constantly going, oh, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too ugly, your face is not
It's
V-shape
not
enough, your nose
but
is
no,
not this.
It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
only that.
So that's part of it's not just
society.
men's-iety. I mean,
No,
I don't know who
everybody
came up with
goes
that
through it.
term. It's like men, women.
Everyone
it's
goes through it,
everybody.
yeah.
It's everybody.
So okay, so as you were saying just now, right? So if we're talking about a weight issue here, people are not happy with their image and so on and so forth. But he was also saying that they can't stop eating because the eating makes them feel better.
Yes.
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 So it is actually a domino effect, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's probably because they don't have good coping mechanisms.
Or support systems.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only
It's
way they know
also-
how to cope.
Correct.
It could be
Correct.
drinking, it could be eating,
Yes.
it could
Correct.
be
Any sort
starving
of
yourself
substances, Yes.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's how we cope. It's how I used to cope. And I got into this not because people were calling me fat. People were more subtle than that. You should go on a diet.
That's not
you're
subtle.
getting
I've
older.
been with FD when people say this, and people can't help it because when you walk around, it's your tummy. You see,
Yeah.
he is so lucky that when he puts on weight, he doesn't put on weight in his face.
Face.
No,
It's only the stomach.
this is something that many men have. They call it
Yeah.
like the beer belly
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever and all that,
Yeah.
right? So you're conscious about that,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
But what about the other people out there who are even bigger than you?
I feel
who have-
for them because I know some of them who are so big, right? Whether it's a medical condition or not, they're so big they become depressed.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only thing that makes them feel good
Is food.
is eating. It's the only thing that makes
So you
them
see,
feel
that is
good.
a problem already,
That
Jerry.
is a problem. So when you're overdoing anything, that always is a problem. So the coping mechanism, if that's the only coping mechanism that the person has, then the person is in trouble.
Yeah.
So should we try and find another coping mechanism for people who suffer from something like that?
If we are able to expand their social support, give them different or other sort of coping mechanism, that would be very, very helpful.
But so what is so wrong for me to think this? Because we all belong to the old school.
Yeah.
Okay, now of
Yeah.
course, the younger ones, they have a different
The
system.
woke generation,
the woke
yeah.
generation. Right? But back in the day, even for us growing up and all that, right? Even now, for example, if let's say that the issue is a tummy issue and we want to reduce it, then go for more walks.
Cut back on your
cut back
alcohol,
on your
food, yeah.
and all. These are very practical things to do. What? Why should one? And I'm surprised actually that he's telling me that he had anxiety
did.
before because, you never told me that.
It's stuff you
at
keep
all.
to yourself. I don't go out and tell
But you
people.
see, these terms, right? Sometimes do we just use it because we want to make an excuse?
It's labels that shouldn't be out
It's
there.
a label that came out of the
Yeah.
UK. I'm speaking here on behalf of men and women who go through this because you end up in a place where it comes to a point. I came to a point, right, where I believed no matter what I did, I wasn't going to shed it. I could diet. I don't care what you told me to do. I could do it. I wasn't going to shed it.
That was
You
your
never-
mindset.
yeah, but-
That was my mindset.
But you've
That's-
never dieted in your life. Bro.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I have dieted. And that was after my heart attack because I had no choice. So I have done it. But you reach a point, and this was before the heart attack, where you just, no matter what I do, nothing's going to work.
The helplessness is very real.
It's very
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
It's very real.
But don't you think it's also a bit of laziness?
No, it's not laziness
Why?
at all.
They can't get their butts off the sofa.
you're so consumed by the emotion, right? You can't see past the emotion.
Yes.
You know, and it's a very distressing state to be in. And then no matter where you go, you're still bombarded by people who tell you that you're no good. So you keep hearing you're no good. You tell yourself you can't get out of it, and you get stuck. And at some point, some people actually break. I'm glad you didn't break.
I didn't break. Yeah.
So how do we
Yeah.
unstick them? You said people get stuck. How do we get them out of that?
So people around us are very important. So one of the things, you know, that we want, and I'm glad that you're a voice for them, FD, is to be gentle with each other. You know, and you're talking about labeling. Let's not label each other. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Stop reading all these articles with all the damn labels, all anxiety and all that. You were the one bringing up all these labels,
But
okay?
because it's real and people are suffering this way.
But they segregate it between men and women when women suffer the same as men.
No, it's
all
just
the
that
time.
in the UK they wanted to do this because in the UK obesity is growing more
Yeah.
among men than women, so they came up with the term.
It's always
Let's
the
put
UK.
term. Let's
The
put
Brits
the
are troublemakers.
Let's put the
also
term
have,
away.
I mean, everywhere
Let's put the
also
term away because this body imaging is a major issue with a lot of people.
Okay, so you said a good support system is good for people who may suffer from body image issues.
Yeah,
What else?
yeah. Let's go all the way back to the teenagers. You know, for the teenage, when we are at that developmental stage, and we start to have a body awareness, just body awareness. You know, your boobs starts to appear. You start to, you know, have
Grow hair.
Yeah,
25 seconds.
yeah, and you start to feel like, hey, what's going on
Yeah.
with me? And you
It's hard.
only have the other person next to you to compare with, right? So we hear a lot of stories where the let's go on air.
Okay, yeah, let's go on.
We can talk about that. Talk about the teenagers.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so we are talking about bodies, but body image issues with Dr. Geraldine Tan of the Therapy Room. And I was asking you on the Big Show TV, Dr. Jerry, a lot of people who are suffering from body image issues feel like they are stuck.
Yes.
So how do we
Yes.
unstick them?
Yeah, so I was talking about the social system or social support, and I was going back to the teenage years, that developmental stage, where it starts to really crystallize how we see ourselves, how we see other people, how we want ourselves to look like, you know, and it really depends on who we hang out with also, right? Because we start comparing, we start to be aware of ourselves, and we start to know a little bit more about body shapes. We don't know a whole lot, we know a little bit. So the hourglass figure or that V shape
Because
that you're talking about.
that's when your body starts to get a shape. Before that, you're all like straight, right?
Yes.
Everyone's kind of
Oh
a
no,
block.
I'm still straight.
No, you're not. I mean, and especially for girls. I mean, you think about little girls, they start growing in places that they don't normally. Hair
Yeah.
starts growing, they start smelling, voices start changing.
Yes.
You get braces.
Yes.
You go
Yeah.
through your acne period. So it's a
Yes.
lot of things to go through for a young person.
Thank goodness that whole braces thing is over already. Yeah.
Why? What do you mean?
Now it's much better. What's it called, Sean?
Invisalign?
Invisalign.
Invisalign, the Xenium as well.
Yeah, but
See?
I mean, no, but
So much better.
But kids still do wear braces. They still
Yeah.
do. They are still around.
Oh, braces are so invasive.
I think it's a thing. I think maybe it's a price thing. I don't know
Yeah,
whether
could
there's
be.
a lot of price difference with the two, but you still see a lot of adults as
Braces,
well
yeah.
wearing
Is that
braces.
correct? I mean, invasive? I mean, the old-fashioned braces, they drill holes in your gums and all that. Is that
Yeah. Not on your. I
No,
don't
not-
think
they
they do it
don't
on your
drill
gums.
holes
No,
in
no,
your
no,
gums.
no. It's stuck onto your teeth. Each.
Yeah, but you can't take them out.
You
Like
can't take
with
them out.
Invisalign
Oh, okay.
and Xenium, you can take them out and eat and then just put it back in.
The-
I don't
They're
know
more
these
like-
things because I mean I've got perfect teeth, right? So
Yes, he does. Look at how handsome he
Sure.
is.
Okay. I had braces and it was hard. You know, I had braces, short hair, zits. So it's a
Yeah.
lot for a child to go through.
Yeah, I was actually very round.
yeah. There
So
you go.
did you face body image issues as a teenager?
Plenty of body image issues, and we can go into that another
And you did
time.
something about it, right?
Uh,
Same. Growing up,
it's-
same thing. People used to make fun of us. Right? I used to be very skinny. Okay, so
Right.
then I had to put on some weight. Now I want to get the weight off. Oh my goodness, it's a bit hard. But still, with all the hard work, I'm like working towards it. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. You see people our age sometimes, right? And we're of a certain
Figure.
physique and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not easy. As you grow older, you've got to do these little things to
Maintain it.
To
Yes.
maintain,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But you need to know that you can do it and you can achieve it. But when you're consumed by anxiety, like you say, sometimes it just blocks you. And it doesn't help when people are still throwing the spina at you and saying, you are
You must
so
do
fat,
this,
you
you must do
cannot
that.
eat, you must do this, you should,
should
do that,
do this.
you should eat this, you should. So absolute.
Absolutely.
And you go like, oh, the more they say it, the more alien you feel and the further away you are from your goal, you know. But people don't realize that. So I was talking about from that stage, people the teens need to learn to be kind and stop labeling each other. You know, we are all different body shapes.
I'm
But
just so
speaking-
surprised by FD.
But
That's
speaking
all.
of being kind, it's about being kind to yourself as well, right? I mean,
But at that stage, you don't
You
know.
don't know.
See? Yeah.
Matthew has come on our Facebook page and said something to connect with Glenn. Okay. So Matthew has said something that I think is interesting. He says, Glenn, you probably have so much confidence that you find it hard to understand how difficult it can be for someone to go to a gym. How competitive and toxic it can be for some people.
Okay.
When you need to be brave to go, and you got to think,
For
follow the
sure.
thinking. You've got to be brave to go where other men are showing off.
But you
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. We're not even talking about building muscle. I wouldn't even dream of asking you to go
No.
to the gym to build muscle
but
or
people
whatever.
don't go into the gym just to
Just
build
to build
muscle.
muscle.
Well-
They don't. But no, listen to his language. The competitiveness and toxicness of a gym where other men are showing off. Think of how this person is thinking.
Which gym are you going to?
No, think of how
happens
this person is
everywhere.
thinking. He sees a gym that way. That's why he doesn't go. It's toxic.
Okay.
I won't go.
Yeah, no, it is
you
true.
gotta get that out of your system. It's not toxic.
It's not that easy for people. No, I get what you're saying as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I mean, I have insecurities, and I would boil body image issues down to some insecurities as well, right? Mine may be just surface level, not deep in. If a pair of jeans can't fit, if I feel a little bit bloated on a day, I'm conscious heading out of the house thinking, oh, everyone's going to know I'm feeling not 100%.
Right.
So I can only imagine what people who suffer from that must feel like.
So we are talking about perceptions.
Yes.
The perception of yourself. So you color your world and the place that you go. So that Matthew, goes to a gym and his world is colored. Everything is competitive there, So for Angel, that people are looking at her and thinking, you look bloated. Yeah. So how do you do it, Glenn?
No, you know why? I feel like FD, I'll be hard on him because he's a guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like ladies go through so much already. You know what I mean? They go through so much more. I can't. I'm not a lady. I don't understand. But I know in terms of, the physiological...
It's called hormones.
Okay.
You're allowed to say.
I mean, it's different, It's very different. I can give FD advice, for example, or another one of my guy friends, but I can't give a lady advice because ladies
you're
are
a guy.
built differently.
Because you're a guy,
Correct.
yeah.
So like FD, for example, doesn't want to go to the gym, doesn't want to brisk walk or whatever, and he only has a tummy problem. Sometimes when I go out with him, a fan would come about, hey, and they would like
Tap
pat
my stomach.
tap his
Good
stomach. go like,
luck.
Hey,
Hey, good luck. They rub the stomach.
You're like the happy Buddha. Or
One
whatever
day,
they
if I
call
have a beer belly like that, I won't mind because I feel like, okay, that's like, people
Let's
use
take
the
a
term dad
positive
bods,
out of this,
dad bods
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I feel like it's already so much easier for us guys, right?
Yeah, to
As
get away
compared
with it. To get away
ladies.
with it, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So why should a guy feel, like what you mentioned, anxious
Anxiety.
and this and that, when you can do something about it. Like say, every day, maybe intermittent fast, have your lunch at 2 p.m. That stomach will go away in no time.
Is it that easy though,
It's
Dr.
that
Jerry?
easy. Ask Sean,
No.
the physical trainer.
I know, but Sean, have you gone through body image issues?
Of course, yeah. That's
He was a tabiwala when I first met him.
Yeah.
yeah. It started me on my fitness journey.
Did you feel insecure?
Not really.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so you didn't go through anxiety.
well, anxiety. I have normal anxiety, I guess. But if a man goes through anxiety, is it anxiety?
I don't know.
Yeah, but the previous program director made him eat and eat and eat and eat. He had something called the ultimate food
Challenge.
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 Well,
And
that's-
every week he would go out and have to eat so
But
much.
to build muscle, was it?
No.
No. Just for
to
like
eat-
content.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like what Glenn said, it's true. It's science basically. So how like your calories in, calories out, that kind of thing. So if you cut your calories, you will definitely lose. But there is also an emotional aspect, a mental
course.
aspect to it as well. So you have to be holistic in your development.
Yeah. I
Dr.
think
Jerry?
The moment you feel a bit sad, a shot of whiskey will do it.
So. No, a shot
I
of
only
whiskey
say this
ends
to
up
the
being
guys.
6 shots of whiskey.
Yeah. So emotional eating usually is not good. But it's fun actually is to take note of what you eat when you feel different emotions. So
So a
that's
diary.
No. So yes, food diary. For food diary, I'll leave for the dietitian to do that.
Right.
This is what you crave for when you have certain emotions. So for example, when you feel tired, what would you eat?
Tired.
Tired.
Go to sleep.
Eat lah.
No, if,
Ice cream.
Ice cream?
no, if I feel tired, I don't know. I can't link something to
I
tiredness.
look for anything with sugar to pick me up.
Yeah. So sugar is a pick me up. Now, when you are feeling sad, what do you think you might want to eat? Glenn is
Wow.
frowning at me.
Savory.
No. I'm just
He's
thinking.
still at the
savory.
He's still at the
I know
tired.
this. I know this by
you
heart.
have my no. Actually, it's not in my nose today. Where do you're picking my brain? You're
No,
picking
I have
brain.
this. I know
Because now
exactly
my
what
wife
this is.
and myself, we're on this. I won't call it a diet, but we're like, if I eat something, then she will eat
The same?
kind of the same thing. So if I have like a salad or whatever, then she will have a salad.
Okay.
Or I follow her. So if she has like a salad, then I will have a slightly bigger salad. That kind of thing.
It's called a couples regime.
Or is it?
I don't know.
No, we've never done that before.
Yeah, so for me, sad is savory.
Something
it's
savory.
muruku. It's
Crackers, snacks.
samosas. It's stuff like that.
So
Yours is something crispy, something with
Yeah,
a bite in it.
Bite.
So there's taste.
Yeah.
And there's texture. So you just described a texture.
Okay. I don't know. I can't relate any food to my emotions.
because sometimes it's family, right? You know what? Family, they eat the same thing.
Yeah.
True.
So it's like one die, all die. You know what I mean? It's like, if one gets a heart attack, everyone will get a heart attack because they all eat the same thing. So I suggest if your family is like that, right, you break away from your
That's
family.
very simplified
whatever your
thinking,
family is
Glenn.
eating, you don't eat.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
So communal eating is lovely. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is paying attention when you feel a certain emotion. So when you do that emotional eating, you know exactly what you're doing, you see?
Yep.
Yeah. So my team knows when I'm stressed what I would eat.
Really?
Crackers.
Super spicy.
Super spicy. That's right. You've told us that before, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
When you're stressed.
Yeah, so when I go out and say, I want something very spicy, something with, then they'll go like, oh, what is spicy? So we have the ayam geprek that is downstairs, 313, and they
15
will get
seconds.
they will get level 15 for me.
15 seconds, level 15.
Is that the maximum? Is that
That's the maximum.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
stand by,
level
stand by.
27
Okay,
also.
back on air. Good morning, Singapore. We are with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We're talking about
morning.
body image. No, it's fine.
You're allowed to do a voice.
Yeah, we love it when you come into the studio, you know.
You know,
I love it too.
Jerry, how do people overcome this? Because for me, I reached a point where I was very low. I felt that I could not reach the expectations of anyone. Absolutely anyone. So I had all this image-wise, right? So I couldn't reach anyone's, and I was in a very, very low place. And then suddenly something clicked. And I don't know whether this is right or wrong. It clicked in my mind and I said, I don't care. I don't care what someone thinks of me. I don't care how someone sees me.
Yeah.
I just need to be happy with who I am.
You
Yeah.
got to learn to
Yeah.
love yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. Does it boil down to
So
self-love?
he said something which I wrote down, which is expectations.
Right.
So expectations of society, expectations of people, because people are giving you the label.
Yeah.
And you internalize it until you realize you actually don't need all these. You don't need to deal with all the other people's expectations. Then you literally throw off that cloak.
It's a huge weight
Yeah.
that comes off you.
Yeah. So then you start living for yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like something like that, like the self-love and not allowing people to put expectations on you and expecting yourself to meet those expectations comes with maturity as well, doesn't it?
It comes with also perhaps there's someone in the vicinity or someone in your
Support
environment that supports you, that allows you to, to
be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or someone reminds you, you don't have to bother about anyone. Just bother about yourself.
Yeah. I still feel like, if you love yourself for what you are and how you look, so be it. You know what I mean? But if you don't, then do something about it.
But Jerry, isn't it
But
tough?
it's
It is
tough.
tough for some people, isn't
It's-
it?
It's
Yeah.
tough because they're lazy.
No,
I
it's not
feel.
as simple as that, Glenn. It's not as simple
Why
as
is
that.
it not as simple as that?
You cannot use laziness as a permanent excuse for everything that
for
goes
example,
wrong.
I use you as an example because I don't want to get into trouble by using other people as an example.
Yeah.
For you and me, we've worked together for
Yeah.
the longest time.
Yeah.
So, for example, you have a problem with your tummy,
Yes.
just like quite a number of men out there.
Yes.
Everyone has a big tummy,
Yeah.
They call
Yes.
it a beer belly.
a beer belly
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And have you cut down on your food in any way? No, right? You still enjoy your food, right?
Yes.
Because you say you love comfort eating
Yes,
and,
yes.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that, right?
yes.
So if you want to get rid of that tummy, then you have to be stronger and say to yourself, okay, I'll just eat less. I don't see why
Wait.
that is so difficult.
Let me go back.
Am I going mad here? or what?
Yes, you are. Let me go back to the beginning of this conversation.
Yeah.
Who has the problem with my tummy? You or me?
Okay, you have the problem with your
Why?
tummy.
No. So what he's saying is he has no
don't.
problem with himself.
Hey,
Why do
don't
you
know.
have the problem with
I
him?
would like to lose weight, and
Bro,
if I do,
if you want to be a tummy walla, it's up to you. I have no
you see,
problem.
you're the one who has the problem, not me.
You're labeling him. That's what he's
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
He said he's got manxiety. That's a label as
I
well.
said I had.
Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding.
tell
Bell
you,
has gone
one
off. Okay,
time I
the
will
bell has
throw
gone off.
this little toy over here.
All right, calm down. Go back to your corners now.
Okay, wait. Give me my water.
Yeah, it's like, giving us guys
ready.
a bad name. No?
You both
no
are giving
comment.
yourselves a bad name.
Okay. This is where you come in. That's why you're here.
Yes,
That's why we've got
correct.
a woman here.
Settle this now.
And Jerry as
We
well.
have
okay.
another woman in the
Yes.
studio
Yes.
as well. Dr. Jerry.
Yeah, well, I was going to say eating is for survival. Being fit is also for survival.
Yes.
Right? So, did you hear what FD said? Only when he had that heart attack that
Yeah.
he would lose weight because it's for
Survival.
health, It's for survival. So most of the time when we don't lose weight, we don't feel the need to lose weight. We feel the need to eat because eating is for survival. Losing weight at that point, not so
Secondary,
much.
not
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, so, let the man eat his food. It's fine.
Maybe he's eating the wrong types of
He's
food.
eating the
Angel,
wrong
please
types
come
of
up with
food.
something that
Diet
he can,
plan? Okay.
all your
Nutrition plan.
all the plants that will
Yeah,
make
the
him feel
plans,
better.
yes. I've got lots of plans for him.
Does anyone viewing us, listening to us, see that it's Glenn who has the problem and not me?
You're sitting there with your cowboy hat, but you're not behaving like a cowboy.
Okay.
You're supposed to be like a John Wayne, no, with that hat.
I didn't get to talk about body dysmorphic
No,
disorder.
nothing.
Sorry. What happened?
Eating disorder. Both of you are fighting just too much.
Sorry, Jerry.
Okay, our next guest can go back home. We'll continue to leave Jerry here on the show. Who's our new guest? Oh, we have a new guest, by the way.
We do.
You've got a new friend. Jerry.
Yeah, I will go and high five later.
His
Yes.
name is Ni Zhou.
His name is Lee Nian Zhou.
Li Nian Zhou, I beg
Yes,
your pardon.
and he's a senior transport correspondent for the Straits Times. And today he'll be talking about
Electric
the
vehicles.
the 1 in 3 HDB car parks having EV charging points, which came up in the news recently. So he'll be talking about that topic, about
Okay.
about the whole infrastructure behind EVs.
Nian Zhou.
Nian Zhou, Lee Nian Zhou.
Well, I mean, I'm meeting him for the first time.
Me too. Yeah, doesn't mean you have to get his name wrong. Anyway, so Dr. Jerry, do you have any final words?
Yes,
We'll do all your body stuff next week.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Oh,
You look at
no.
Jerry and you say, I'll do all your...
Oh, stop, Glenn. Keep quiet now.
Ah,
Wait. I have a piece of paper. Same with
Thank you.
See, look at this.
Paper
She
thrown.
uses this and she throws this on me, no.
At least
Class, calm
If
down.
I throw this on her, that's it. It's an HR case already.
Anyways, I've got a quote from Tay Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And she says, I definitely have body issues, but everyone does. When you come to the realization that everyone does, even the people that I consider flawless, then you can start to live with the way you are.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Tay Tay. I feel like that's a song.
I love Tay Tay.
I know, right? So when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's going on air today.
Thank you so much.
I hope we'll have Taylor Swift in the studio one of these
Yeah,
days.
let's try and
day,
make it
one
happen.
day, one day.
and you invite me too.
Okay, yeah. Everybody will have to come into the studio here.
I'm sure everyone will want to line up outside.
Oh, yeah, outside. That's right. The studio is not big enough. Okay, thank you very much, Jerry, for
Yes.
joining us this morning. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for coming to the
Bye-bye.
studio.